Guys. No. All right, so let's see here. It's like making me rotate device, but I don't want to. All right, let's see if it'll let it go this time. There we go. Seems to be staying. All right, all right. Give me a moment, please. Hello, by the way, whoever is there. It'll take me just a moment to see what you're saying, but that's cool. Hi, Alice. I'm good. I'm good. How are you? That seems like an okay view. Should we zoom in a little more, maybe? Can you hear me okay? I'm gonna put on a little lotion. My hands are dry. How's everyone doing? Did you have a good weekend? Oh, oh, sorry. It's very finicky. That'll work. Okay. I think it ended up in the same place it was before, but that's all right. It's very finicky when it comes to zooming in on YouTube Live. Hi, Deborah from Pittsburgh. How are you? We'll get started in just a minute. This is my free play, my time to, I don't know, just do what I want, really. In my journal, this is my chunky girl. So for the month of November, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, hopefully, I'll be going live. And then while my Patreon members are switching over to YouTube supporters from Patreon, they'll be free. And then in December, we are going to switch these lives to a paid supporter service. But I'm just going to remind them that we're over here on YouTube, and then I'll be ready to go. Let me know what's going on with you guys. Hi, Tina. Hi, Nancy. be right there, guys. Okay, I posted in a couple places, so let's see. Camping was, it was 50-50. Like, it was really great while we were doing it, but I don't camp. So we were at a huge, like, mansion in the woods, and it started to snow, so we had to leave. We were gonna tough it out an extra day just to let the snow go down. But then the power went out too, so we ended up having to leave. But it was still fun while we were there. Deborah, you can find the information on becoming a supporter on like my main channel, my main YouTube channel page. It says join, I think, right next to like the subscribe button. It'll tell you all the details and all the different versions you can choose. You know what? I found my brushes in a pile because my space is kind of small right now, so I end up moving things around and kind of stacking stuff up while I'm not using it. And so there was in a pile of stuff I wasn't using right now. Can you believe that? But I have them, so that's good. Now I have a lot of brushes. I don't mind though. Got them. Got him. All right. So this is P.S. Welcome. Definitely give a thumbs up if you are inclined. You can subscribe to my channel. You can become a supporter if you want. And you can get notifications. If you really want to know like when I'm going live or when I've put up a new video, then please hit the notification. It's like a little bell, and then you'll get an update every time I do something or post in the community or anything like that. Should you be interested, I'd be glad to have you along. This is the chunky girl. I was saying this is my free play, do whatever the hell I want, sort of keep it in this color themed journal. And this is the journal that I've been working on with my Patreon members. So we are currently in the midst of switching from Patreon to YouTube supporters. And so while we're doing that, you get kind of a little taster of the free stuff. Well, the live stuff is what I meant to say. You get a free taste of the purchasable live stuff that I do with my supporters. So enjoy. I hope November brings you some good stuff, and I'm thankful for each and every person that chooses to spend an hour with me, whether it be Tuesdays or Thursdays or both or whatever we can squeeze in that week. But so this is my chunky girl, and the colors in it are very neutral as far as blacks and whites and book text vintage book tones. And then I've mixed in some rusty quinacridone nickel azo gold. That's this like gorgeous orange color you see that I have not flipped to once yet. There, this color here. And then in addition to that, some blues, teals, Payne's gray, you know, navy, that kind of fun stuff. So this book has been really great to work in, and it's exciting because I can flip through the pages and decide where I want to work and exactly what I want to do. Oh, I do have a sneak peek to show you. P.S. Let me get it. Okay. So, ready? I may or may not be in the midst of designing new washi tape. So check this one out. Look at how thick this one is compared to the last one. Had to get in my toolbox where my washi tape is. Okay, so this was my first roll, and this was a 15 millimeter. My second roll is very rusty, and I didn't grab that one out of my toolbox. I'm going to leave that there. But so look at, this is a 30 mil. And look at the marks that I was able to get on it because it's so wide. So this is my prototype. This is my design, and then I cut it out and tape it together so I can see what it's going to look like as a continuous roll. It's huge, huh? It's so good. It's just full of goodness, full of my marks. So, and this is, again, this is 30 mil. So it's twice as wide as sort of the standard washi tape. And I'm going to have some other ones to go along with it, just so you know. They'll be in different sizes, but and I'm going to offer some sets to make some of the washi tape a little more affordable, because as a private artist, it's hard for me to compete with like the prices of Michaels and stuff, but I'm going to do what I can to get you guys a little bit more savings when it comes to buying my washi tape rolls. And so I know this one is so exciting. It's so good. I love it. Okay, so sneak peek. Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying you guys like it also. That's all I got right now for a sneak peek. Oh, I guess I could show you one more thing I'm working on. This is a tag book. These are alcohol ink prints on tags. So I joined a tag swap with a really talented group of ladies, and they have some amazing alcohol ink prints. Did you see that YouTube video that Birgit Koopson and Jelly Arts recently did? I've been talking about it like nonstop because it's so cool. It's such a neat technique. So anyways, we all did Birgit's technique and then swapped some tags. Now we're gonna make books out of them. So this is what I chose to do. I just folded all my tags in half and then put like sides together. Look at the variety. Isn't the variety incredible? So then I'm just gonna glue the pages together, and then I will work on each one individually as its own, you know, little spread or little page. It's so cool. All right, that's another work in progress, another sneak peek. Oh, absolutely, Dina. Enjoy. Tell your parents that we said hello. We miss you, but we get it. Yes, please go see your family. All right, so back to my chunky girl, shall we? This is what I worked on last week. It's part of the chunky girl. This little miniature mixed media journal gets tucked into this pocket at the back, which I designed. And then I did a little gold foil on it. So black and white and vintage grunge and gold foil fits in this journal really well. And then there's a pamphlet stitch holding in some bits and bobs. And then this unties if you missed last week and folds out. Isn't that great? So that's really fun. That's what we worked on last week, were these little bits here. It was a good exchange. Yeah, it worked out nicely. There's some really good variety, and everybody used different stencils and different color combinations, and it turned out really good. All right. So, working in my chunky girl. I came with no plans. Can you believe that? I don't know what I want to do. I'm not sure. Is there anything you want to see? I know that like I have quite a few pages that need some work. I'm just not 100% sure how I want to go about it. Like I think this guy still needs some work, this bingo page. And this back here, and these numbers, I'm not 100% satisfied with those. I think I'll just get out some paint and make some marks on some of these pages and see where that leads me. What do you think? Some of them seem very done, while others need quite a bit of work. This page is still so funny and weird. I have no idea. I mean, I just leave it in there. Not everything has to be a hit, right? just trying new things, and maybe you don't love it all. That's okay. What are you? Oh, this page over here. Sad. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking like on this page here, I want to do some marks. I have 4 signatures in the journal, including this. So this pocket is its own signature that's been stitched into a set of holes. And this book is made out of Umwow Studio book bones. So that's my company, Umwow Studio, and we are now producing covers and spines to make books and to make bookmaking easy. So the spine each spine comes pre-cut with 2 signatures, 2 sets of holes for signatures. And in this case, I have I'm using 2 spines worth of signature holes. Here are all my missing stitches, by the way. They are no longer missing. You can see that they're well loved. They're my favorites. I continually go to these sizes over and over to make my different marks, and I felt lost without them. It's nice to have all my brushes back home. All right. I still have to put away some of my supplies from my weekend trip, but that's no biggie. Just gonna get a few of them out. Call it good. I want some paint. And we're gonna make some marks. I probably want that too. My website is umwowstudio.com. So I'm going to bring this to you. This is my business card. Okay. There you go. You're welcome. Thank you for showing interest. All right, so I've got out these abstract matte paints by Sennelier. And back to this page. What are you guys working on? Did anybody get anything done over the weekend? Excuse me. I was practicing some watercolor florals this weekend. In fact, maybe those would look good on here. Maybe that's what I'll do. Make some florals with acrylic. Water a little closer. Whoops. Aha. I feel a little out of the groove tonight. It's kind of funny. I'm dropping stuff. All right. You finished a star book today. And let's see, organized all weekend and working a lot on sewing pieces. Oh yeah. I just made my sewing machine much more accessible because I've been wanting to do more. And it's unfair of me to expect that when I can't get to my sewing machine or art supplies in general. So, yeah. I made my sewing machine more accessible, and I got rid of some stuff that was cluttering my studio. Yeah, I know. Those black dye pots are funny, aren't they, when they happen out like that? Alright, so as much as I like the floral idea, I'm not a big fan of how it's looking on this page. So I'm gonna spread this color out, and that's okay. I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to not like something. It is mine after all. And this book really is, I try to keep in mind that it's a free form. And if I'm not loving something, then I can go ahead and change it. You almost feel sugar coated? Does everything have fine glitter on it? I'm going back and forth between my, let's see, Payne's Gray? Yeah, my Payne's Gray and my turquoise matte paint. Just adding in some color and some variation to this page. I forgot that once I started to add water to this Payne's Gray, or actually anytime I just start to sort of pull it out from itself and get it to cover a wider area, that it really dulls out and is very translucent. That's so surprising to me, being a Payne's Gray. I'm a huge fan of sewing machines, Alice. Yeah. I truly, truly put mine to good use. I'm gonna zap this with a little heat. The great thing about working with acrylics is that they are permanent. So if I had done watercolor, it would continue to be water reactive, but I didn't. I chose to be sort of watercolor-esque with acrylic. So I can dry it and then continue to work on top of it with other mediums. And pretty much any that I want. Where watercolor, I would have to be very specific with those. So I'm going to come in with a dry brush and add some more paint in here and sort of pick up some of this texture. Just very subtly. For this to work, you need a very minute amount of paint on your brush and no water. like that. Yeah, so, and I'm going to encourage you, Alice, to use both hand stitching and machine stitching, and you'll really love the effects that they have together. Hi, Michelle. How are you, sweet thing? I'm good. I'm good. Going about my business, you know. Thanks, Tina. Aw, I miss you too, Michelle. Man, I know. All we can do is wait it out. And then when we get to see each other and we get to see everybody, it's going to be just awesome. It's like, yeah. Right? It's hard though. Look at the new washi tape that I designed, Michelle. Boom. It's so good. It's so good. All right, I really want like some big, I don't know, something big here. Like I'm thinking black. I'm always thinking black. But I'm really thinking black. Shoot. Oh, found it. Okay. I was thinking I couldn't find my golden fluid acrylic. You know, going up the mountain, so I went to the mountains this weekend and we took a bunch of food, of course, and like our bags of chips popped. Oh, that's a lot of paint. On the way up, and then like all of my mediums on the way down sucked in, so now all my bottles are like warped and funny. Because I took my stuff with me. All right, so I have this big wash brush, and I got out some fluid acrylic, and I'm going to add some more water, and I'm going to put just 2 big circles. And then, oh yeah, I like that a lot. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stop there. Well, all right. I'm not going to overwork it, I swear. But I want this one to be more round. There. So it mimics the other one. And I'm going to add a little water and pick up some of this excess paint. Because I want to see the textures and layers that are underneath it. There. See how that's doing that? It's nice. I'm going to do it up here too. And it takes a little sometimes if there's a lot of paint in that layer. Okay, I think I'll stop there. And then I know, and I am not sure why I stopped at 2, but I have to have 3. And so I love that there's one on the page and one off the page, and I just want like a little hint of one. Maybe a little bigger hint. Okay, there. And this guy's a little hard to see because that Payne's gray is there. So I'm going to come in and make it a bit darker. Yeah, I had a good, I even took my sewing machine with me up. You know, sometimes I can get some good work done, sometimes not. Depends. We left early, like I said, this weekend, so I didn't get a whole lot done, but I played with some watercolors. Oh yeah, I like this page a lot better now. I'm not sure that it's done yet, but I have a bigger liking for it, and it fits my book quite a bit better. I'm just gonna grab my water real quick. I should have had it close at hand. Sorry about that. All right, all good. Oh, you know what? I do know what I want to do. I want to add some fibers. So I have some little bits, and I don't necessarily like want them like that, but I'm kind of like in their shape, and I'm liking their color. So I think what I'll do is cut them up a bit smaller and layer them on top of each other, and then stitch them to the page. Well, I'm going to stitch them, and then I'm actually going to gel media them in. Hi, Pam! I'm glad you could make it. Yeah, maybe just like that. I do like that. Okay. Here's my stitching box. It's not pretty, but it certainly gets the job done. And I happen to have this teal colored DMC in here. How serendipitous. That will work just lovely. Got a nice big old needle. And I am going to tie a knot in the bottom because I want to do some French knots on these. And to do French knots, I need to have a nice secure lead so that I have something to pull against when I'm making my little rosettes, my little knots. All right. And sorry I didn't really explain it that time, but I'll explain it this time. So that's a little knot. I'm going to come up through all 3 layers of my rusty muslin here and pull this nice and tight in the back. And then with my left hand, I'm going to hold on to this thread that just came through, and I'm also going to hold on to the back because it's like a little piece. And I'm going to wrap my needle, and so see, I'm coming underneath, around, and I'll do it one more time. And I'm holding it all nice and tight, and I'm putting my needle back through the hole that I came up through or really close to it. And then I'm still, see, my thumb is still holding everything nice and tight there, and I'm not going to let go until I'm ready to make the knot. And it really is just knotting up the DMC on top so that it can't come back through that hole. This is one of my absolute favorite stitches. I feel like it gives so much life and dimension to pieces. There we go. 3 little French knots. And then I already have this tail back here, so I'm going to use that to knot everything nice and tight. Oops. go. Clip that. And I'm going to clip off this excess here. I don't want it showing through. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I like those little fibers to sort of hang out at the end from my string. But not always. And today, not in this case. I do need to re-knot the end so that I can get a nice tight grip for my French knot. And this one's quite a bit smaller, so I'm just going to do one larger one in the middle. And to make them larger, you just go around your needle extra. And the bigger you make them, the harder they are to pull through, but they totally pay off with how big and chunky they look. And again, I'll use the tail to make a knot and tie it on. And I am, because there's only one French knot on this one, I'm going to let the little tails hang out. And I'm going to use some gel medium. Woo! That expanded in the car also. I kind of need to think about that stuff the next time I go up to the mountains. And I'm just going to apply it right on the back of that thread and plop it down there. And same with this one. And then, because you may not have had a very good view, whoops, sorry about that, I hit the camera. You can see how cool those French knots are. It's just a little sort of uniqueness to add to the page. And I definitely want to get some graphite going in here. Add some interest, especially in those lighter areas. One of the great things about using graphite is if you're unhappy with how it looks, most of the time you can erase it. Thank you. So when I do rusting, you know, I have a workshop on my website. It's $17 if you need to learn how to rust dye. But I just make sure that I have a lot of layers so that I get some lighter rusting also. In this case, at this point, they are, Pam. Now, if I were to add some words or some other type of element, that could be our focal point. But if I stop right here, then the French knots are definitely the focal point, because they're just like this dainty little sort of inspirational textural piece on this otherwise very paper-based. Yeah, you absolutely are catching on. Absolutely. like how that came out. I'm a fan. I may think of a quote to write out here with vintage book text. I think that it would be a nice transitional piece into some of the other pages. I just am not sure yet what I want it to be, so I'll think on that through Wednesday, and maybe on Thursday night that's what I'll work on. Oh, I love how that came out. That looks so cool. Well, this page needs some love, but I'm not sure yet what to do there. Oh, I remember this. Okay, so I think I'm probably going to end up gessoing over this page because every time I add something else to it, I dislike it a little more. But I added white to this big black floral because I thought that I would add a little quinacridone nickel azo gold to that and see if I liked it more with that orange rust color. So I'm going to get some out and we're going to paint that on and see if I like it, if I'm sold. All right, let's use this brush. I am going to try. So what I do for my Patreon members is I go live Tuesdays and Thursdays. I guarantee at least one of those days, but the majority of the time, like 90% of the time, I actually make it live twice, both times. So I'm going to keep with that through the month of November, yes. I couldn't make Thursday last week because I was driving up the mountain. But this week should be fine for both Tuesday and Thursday. Well, obviously Tuesday because I'm here, right? Hi, Laura. Welcome. I think I may have just, not everything can be great, and every time I do some more to this page, I actually think I like it less and less. But what can you do? Well, I don't know. That orange is pretty interesting. Yeah, the quinacridone nickel azo gold is great. And it makes sense that you like it, Alice, because it's very rust colored, which is right up your alley. It's hard sometimes to remind yourself that not every page is a winner. God, this page got crazy. That's all right. And I just don't, yeah, I cannot pull that off. That's okay. Like, I love little pieces of this page, but not it as a whole. Oh well. Keep adding to it till we do like it. You do like the bold image? Oh, it's so, I don't know. I swear it doesn't look as good in person as it does on the camera. And I don't know why that is, but that's all right. Again, I have dreams about covering it up, but I'm going to keep trying to make it work. For a while anyways, until I get really sick of it. And I'm still kind of thinking on how cool it would be to glue these two pages together. Yep, I'm doing it. I just like how they look layered on top of each other, and I'm not loving all this by itself, so problem solved. Oh dang, I keep forgetting about this gel medium. It's like exploding out of it, look. Yeah, so again, this book has been a huge work in progress. I've worked on it for a lot of months with the Patreon girls, and they've seen it go through a ton of changes, like so stinking many. Adding pages and taking pages out and expanding the spine and all kinds of things. Oh yeah, I really like that. It looks a little crooked. Oh, okay, it's stuck there. Don't pull that. I went up to Duck Creek, Utah. So I live in Las Vegas. It's about a 3-hour drive from here. Look at how great that is layered over that too. Yeah, I'm glad I glued that on. Would have been great a little straighter, but it is what it is. Can't take that back now. We have about 10 minutes here, you guys. I'd like to go live for an hour from 7 to 8 Pacific time. So please, if you have any questions, now would be the time to start asking them so that we have time to have a discussion before I shut this off. Also, I will be live on Facebook tomorrow night. Yeah, Nancy, that is the joy of living in the damn desert. It's so dry here. Yeah, I didn't have very much time to move it around. So I was saying I will go live on Facebook tomorrow on my designer page. So just hit the couple different audiences, you know. That one on Facebook is always free. I try to do that at least once a week. I try to hit that one once a week. So, you know, it's okay if you're not ready to become a supporter. That's absolutely fine. I'll be on Facebook. So still sharing some art. Maybe just not as in-depth and I'm not as at your disposal as I would be if you were a supporter. But, you know, it is what it is. We all got different things going on. Oh, I was just about to say, absolutely, Tina. Thanks for being here. And yeah, tomorrow night on Facebook. Wednesday night. And I do think this is a good stopping point, but I am going to sit here for a couple minutes to make sure we get that full hour. So again, please, I'll probably just flip through the book. If there's anything you want to see, let me know. I'll stop. But otherwise, feel free to ask me things. Thank you, Tina. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great night. Michelle, the supporter is on my main YouTube channel. So if it's like youtube.com/DeeDee Catron, right by the subscribe and notification buttons, there's a new support button. And I think it says join. And then there are some different tiers that you can join. So for the month of November, while my Patreon members are switching from Patreon to YouTube supporters, I'm going live for free all 3 nights. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then in December, when we've switched over so that they aren't getting charged twice, we have to do it at the end of the month, then I'll go back to doing Tuesdays and Thursdays for them specifically. So it'll go from Patreon members to YouTube supporters, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh, what Facebook group do I go live on? It's just my straight designer page. So it's DeeDee, it's facebook.com/DeeDee Catron Designer. This has grown on me now that orange is on there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to that page. This page needs a lot of work, but nothing has really inspired me yet to work on this page besides the little bit of collaging that I've done so far. This guy needs some stuff, I think. These pages, this is Chroma Crackle, turned out so good. And this is a rust print from my Rusty class. It does look so much better with that gold, that quinacridone nickel azo gold, doesn't it? Oh, I love this spread. I almost am sort of tempted to pull this pocket off because I don't love it that much, and I'll have to think about that some more. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions for me, I'm not sure, Nancy. Thank you, Ingrid. How are you? I feel like I haven't seen you around in a long time. Like, not that it's you. I think we've just been going in sort of separate ways, but it's so nice to see your name pop up. Nancy, I'm not sure because I've only used it a few times. Did you try it quite a bit thicker? I know you go through it faster if you use it thicker. Maybe just try like a small, like a 1 inch by 1 inch area, or like a 2 inch by 2 inch area, and try to get it like 1/8 of an inch thick, like really, really stinking thick. And see. I can try it out on Thursday night so that I can set my book, down for a couple days and let it dry and see what we get. I don't want to do it tonight, in case it doesn't dry, but it does. Exactly. Yep, it does take forever to dry. So thanks for all the thumbs up, guys. Feel free to share with your friends. I'd love to have you as subscribers. Hit the button, the little bell, if you want to be notified, and consider joining me as a supporter. There's lots and lots of good things there for you. Thank you, Deborah. I will see you guys tomorrow night on Facebook, and then back here on Thursday live. It was good to see you too, Alice. You guys have a great night.